Hello to the people. So the thing about this laptop, the fans are very loud while it's running graphics, and hopefully we're not going to be doing that during the actual stream. If I had known the fans were this fucking loud, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Maybe we can turn down the power setting. I don't know. I don't know, guys. There's no winning. Is there going to be a stream soon? Our beta Q&A for the compiler is in an hour and 15 minutes. So yeah. Also, I need to stop using Commander, because like there's some stupid source control thing built into here, the goal of which is like just to draw these parentheses or something. And sometimes I CD to a folder and it takes like 30 seconds to do whatever stupid thing it's doing that I don't care about. And it's the most infuriating thing in the world when your shell hangs for 30 seconds right before you can type the command. It's like you have one job, program. All right. Oh, they're on. See this? Look. Did you see how long that took after the command completed before it gave me the prompt again? I just can't fucking use this program. What is wrong with it? It just gets worse every time. It gets worse every time I download it. Is there any alternative, or do I go back to CMD? Like, what is wrong with people? What does Commander even offer? I forget why I started using it. I think it's just easier to set the font size is the main reason that I use it. Like that's literally the one thing it's for. It's attempting to reference a nil value, only one. I'm sure there's thousands of nil values being caught. How bad is the fan noise? Is it horrible? I have here this microphone that I could maybe move closer. I don't know. ConMU is pretty popular. Well, Commander is just a paste job on top of ConMU anyway. Definitely Audible. Well, Audible, I get it, but like, as long as it's not so loud that it destroys everything. Yeah, dude, I fucking... Back in the old days, so this is a Razer Blade 16 that I just got. Back in the old days, Razer laptops had really loud fans, but then they fixed it. Like this one, which is my previous Razer laptop, is the first one that only had minor build quality problems and completely silent fans, and that was great. And now this new one has fucking hairier fans again. Room reverb. Can't do much about room reverb right now. Actually, yeah. Hopefully this is the front side of the microphone. It's a weird microphone. So I think this is the back side. And I should not be speaking into this side. I think I should be speaking into this side. That's my opinion on ThinkPads. They are trash now. Do not even fucking bother. They're horrible. All right. Oh, I don't have my usual. That would be on Linux. That would be the right thing to do. x64 release. See, usually I have my hotkey in Commander, but okay, this is going slow because this is still eating all the cores. Dude, we're only 200 in. Okay, so the reason I'm running this right now is because the first time you run it, it loads and processes all the assets, and that takes like extra long. And then after that, it should be good. All right. Windows Terminal. Yeah, I mean, if Windows Terminal lets me change the font size in a reasonable way, that might be a good enough reason to switch to it. Even though it's dog poop, every single terminal is dog poop. And it's insane. It's like, what is one of the simplest programs you could have on a modern computer? It's the one where you type in commands and the commands get run. Like, what's going to be simpler than that? And nobody can make one. What bigger sign do you need that computers are doomed than that nobody can make a goddamn program where you type in commands to your computer and it's actually good? You need PhD to make terminal. Well, Microsoft did tell us that. Also, just look at this. So this is the first time I've been really running Windows 11. Look how like stupidly large these titles are relative to the square, and like the font size isn't appropriate to the title, and it's not even vertically, like this one is vertically centered, but the Sokoban one isn't for some reason. Is it because this one has no, they all have the title bar in it. I have no idea. Like, this is the kind of result that you get when just nobody is in control and everybody can barely fucking do what they're doing. It's so bad. Like, look, they try to do these nice fades on the window title bar, but then I come down here and like it fucking flickers on and off 7 times. So like they're trying to make it polished and they can't even make it polished because like I move the mouse around and the X flickers. Like what is even, there's like okay, so if I'm in this rectangle, the X is on. And then if I go into an invisible rectangle here, the X is off. But then if I go back into the title bar, the X is on. So there's some zone in the middle here where there's no X. It's like, these people are not in control. This is what happens when you make shit too complicated. Always wait for 3+ years to update Windows. Well, this is the problem, is you buy the new laptop and it comes with the new Windows. And then you could just turn around and install old Windows, but if you do that, you're asking for driver problems or something. At least traditionally that would be true. Maybe now you're not asking for driver problems because it really is just Windows 10 with a different GUI underneath because nobody can do anything anymore. So maybe it would have been fine. I don't know. But we also, we also have to use these operating systems in game development, because when we ship the game to people on Steam and then Gabe takes his 30% Gabe tax, then we need to make sure that the people can run the game. And many of those people will be running this Windows. Yeah, also, Windows seems to hate you in terms of knowing what window is in the foreground. It's like they make it harder and harder every single time to know. And it's not that bad when you're on single monitor like this, but if you're in fucking multimon, you can't even tell which monitor is active, much less which window is active. It's horrible. Is the hardware good? So this laptop is really good so far, except for two things. One is the fans are really goddamn loud. Again, maybe I can turn down, because I don't necessarily care about the GPU being top speed, so maybe I can tweak that. We'll see. The other problem is the trackpad is giant, because designers who are bad at their jobs, one thing, there's this multi-desktop thing now. It's like, hey, we're catching back up to what Unix had in 1988. We'll see if I used to use that all the time. We'll see if I could get used to using it again, or if I don't care. So, like, bad hardware designers seem to think that so it used to be making the trackpad flush with the surface of the laptop was what they all wanted to do, so that you couldn't feel it whether you were touching the trackpad or not, which was a disaster, of course. Now it's like they want it to be as big as fucking possible, which is terrible, because you can't, like, to type on the laptop, you don't want to be touching the trackpad, right? Because there's only two things that could happen if you're accidentally touching the trackpad while you type. Is either it has to be disabled while you type, which is annoying, because then there's all these problems like the latency in re-enabling it, so you type and then you go to try to move the trackpad after, and like it doesn't fucking move, right? Or you type and then the mouse pointer is fucking jittering all over the place. Neither of these things is good. You want your trackpad to be an intermediate size so it fits between your hands while you are typing, and your thumbs don't like fall down onto it. And these designers are so bad that they don't understand this, and so we just get continually unusable machines. It's absurd. This is the Razer Blade 16. Some laptops have good palm rejection. No, I disagree. There's no such thing as good palm rejection. As soon as you're talking about palm rejection, you lost the battle, because you can't have a good responsive device with so-called palm rejection turned on. You see I have a 16:9 screen. It's actually 16:10. I'm actually hoping that it's not getting squished either by OBS or Twitch. We should be streaming at 16:10 somehow. So it's great that it's 16:10, because now that I can't make the Windows taskbar vertical, I lose this vertical space, and so we're probably almost back to 16:9 again. Thanks, Microsoft. Start all back is the way to go, not open shell. Okay. Yeah, I don't... Restores taskbar, start menu, context menus, Explorer. Download. Of course, I'll try and... should I try this now? What happens if I try to uninstall? Uninstall this. Let's see, remove, can we remove programs? Open shell. Uninstall. Okay, we'll hope the reboot will be required. Well, we're going to end this stream pretty soon anyway, because I'm going to go have breakfast and stuff before the actual stream. I just wanted to make sure that this laptop was working. Now, when you guys say that you have black bars, what does that mean? Because like when I stream from home, oh no, that would be 16 by 9, I guess. Like a standard 4K monitor is still 16 by 9, right? So is Twitch just bad at 16 by 10? Let me see. I can go to my own stream. Okay. I mean, I don't know what else to do, because yeah, it's fine. All right. So we'll just maybe let this run to completion, and then I'll end the stream and do breakfast, and we'll be back in 1 hour from right now to do the actual beta user Q&A. How is the keyboard? Yeah, the arrow keys. So here's the thing. I was vacillating between getting this and the one of the many Asus ROG, like the M16 or whatever, right? And the thing that pushed the button for me was A, I could actually buy this right now, whereas the M16 still isn't out. And B, it looked to me, if I remember correctly, the M16 decided to also do the shitty Razer arrow keys. So now it's like both laptops I'm considering have the shitty Razer arrow keys. Oh, here's one thing that's fucking annoying about this laptop, guys. I don't know how long it's going to take to get used to. Because, again, they have this obsession with making the keyboard fit in a rectangle, which is the reason for the shitty Razer arrow keys, because they don't want them sticking down. There's a power button on this one, and it's now included in the keyboard, and it's in the upper right corner where the delete key usually is. The delete key is one to the left. So like, if you're used to hitting the upper right corner to delete, as all of us fucking are, you're going to be hitting the power button. Now, fortunately, tapping the power button doesn't do anything. You have to like hold it, but it's like, God damn it, guys. Like, laptop makers have been making these same mistakes over and over and fixing them and making them and fixing them for 30 years. You would think they would learn, right? It's like, yeah, so I might, as hyped as I am to use this laptop, the main reason being that just my old laptop, see this Razer that I've been using, even the screen is cracked and stuff, but it's kind of mostly fine. I mean, the power supply died twice, but ignoring that, it's mostly fine. The problem is just the SSD became way too slow. Like working on the game. I actually want to see, once all the assets are processed, how much faster it is to run the game here. Because just, I was actually texting some friends today. We have this problem. Like, we're even just making an indie game, right? And our tree for this game that's not even done has like 300,000 files. It'll probably be 1 million files by the time we're done. And like, files don't scale. Having 1 million files on a modern computer is still like really slow, but there's no good alternative because we're changing individual files all the time. Source control needs to like not be confused by different individual changes that are supposed to be orthogonal and stuff. And so we don't necessarily have a solution for this, but like systems are starting to choke on it. Let me see how long it takes for the fan to chill out. Okay. Okay, have I considered the Legion laptops? I haven't looked at them in a long time. Like before, it seemed like they were always kind of okay, but were too shitty in some particular way. Like 1080 screen, glossy screen, having the crappy numerical keypad on the side. All these laptop designers are just, they're all bad at their jobs in the same way, right? This happens in a lot of industries where everybody's bad in the same way because it's just the background idea about how you do this. And so, I don't know. This is actually one good thing. So the screen on this laptop is very, very high quality. It is a matte screen, which is good. Don't let anyone ever tell you that a glossy screen is good. They're dog shit, even though that's the main thing that gets shipped on most laptops. So that's the thing. This previous Razer that I was using had a very glossy screen, and I just put up with it. But the screen on the new one is really nice. And supposedly, I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but this does, so it's like a little bit higher than 4K, right? Because it's like 4K-ish, but 16 by 10 instead of 16 by 9. And it's 120 hertz at that resolution. And then you can also drop it into like a half resolution that's 240 hertz for like when you want a hardcore game on the laptop or something. And I haven't figured out where you do that, but that seems cool. But in the high res mode here, it's just very good. It's a very good screen. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's the same LCDs or if it's two layers or what. You could read up on that. Do I have an external monitor? No. Like, usually, so since I moved, I've been lazy and haven't set up a computer here. But usually, I just switch to a real desktop computer because having a real keyboard is better, having a real screen is better, you know, all that. Yeah, the screen is pretty bright and good. All right, so the fans are not going completely off. They're just quieter. I don't think I like that. But let's see what happens. Let's see how long this CD takes. One. Oh, it only took a second. Wow, okay. Commander's getting faster. Okay, so I'm going to try running it and see how long we take to start up. So we're at, oh, it's not giving me they changed the clock so it doesn't give you the seconds anymore. God. Okay. I'm seeing it on my other laptop at 9:06:30. I'm going to hit enter. Boom. Okay, so 14 seconds to start up in development mode. That's still a lot longer than I wish it took, and I think we should work on it, but that's not that bad. I once worked on an Unreal Engine game that took 15 minutes to start up. So, GG's. Yeah, the fans are going to drive me nuts. I don't know what the fuck to do about that. Oh, is antivirus disabled? It's not. Oh, you're right. Oh, we got to do this again. Okay. Where is it? Defender. Wouldn't it be cool if like Defender was the old arcade game and not like this shit? Okay, so this is the actual network part. Where's the... Razer app lets me modify fan speed. That's good. We'll deal with that later. How do I do this? Windows security. Windows security. Virus and threat protection. No action. Oh, actions are needed. Believe me. Believe me. Real-time protection is off. Cloud delivered. Automatic. And we'll put exclusions because I don't trust that it's actually off. Will this, let's also add the executable. Do we have a debug? No. Just do that. All right. Let's time that. If that does anything. All right. 27, 28, 29, 30. Boom. So it was 14 seconds before. Oh my God. That was 5 seconds. Do you see what a difference that fucking is? Now, do you see, so if I go on Twitter and I complain, I say, it's offensive that I cannot permanently turn off Windows Defender because it makes my computer dog shit slow. People will say, no, you're using it wrong. You don't understand the importance of security, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Like, it's tremendously faster to have those things turned off. Tremendously faster. Might be the cache. No, it wasn't the cache because we had just run the, well, I suppose we should have run it again. Because even though we had just run the game, we had also chewed through a bunch of files. So that is a question. But I actually don't think file cache matters that much in this kind of case because unless it gets you around the security, right? Because the total size of files we're loading is not that big compared to the bandwidth of the machine. Does Windows security actually do anything useful for the user? It has never helped me in any way that I could tell. Like, I turn it off all the time. I've never had a problem that I could detect due to turning it off. Now, it's always possible that Xi Jinping infiltrated me, but don't fool yourself. They could infiltrate you with Windows Defender turned on anyway. So it's a fucking joke, right? Now, that said, some of us remember the bad old days of like Windows 95 on the internet when common people's machines were like massively infested by all sorts of stuff at all times. So like I kind of understand why they wanted to do this, but I think it's an overcorrection. I think the amount that it impairs people to have their computers be so slow is really non-negligible, and I don't think it's properly accounted for. What is this fucking... No. Right. Wait, why is that still there? Okay, guys, I am going to sign off for now. Now, this is a thing, like, look at this. See how there's translucency on this window, which is terrible for readability? I have it turned off. Oh, it's only when the window's not in focus for some reason, as soon as I click on it. Why? Okay. Okay, we are going to have the Q&A for beta users of the compiler, which you are all welcome to sit in on, even if you are not a beta user, which most of you aren't. That is happening in 45 minutes from now. So I'm going to sign off and have some food, probably a Starbucks marshmallow dream bar and some tea. And we'll be back in 45 minutes to do the stream. All right. Thanks, everyone.